Okay, today I'm working on this unit. I have no idea what I'm going to get to on this side. I first set my ladder up over there. It's like a 12-foot drop. I wasn't doing that, but I have a ream furnace inside with an A coil on top, and well, it's just moving air. So now let's check out what's going on up here. Make the jump. Okay, here's my unit. Oh, I got action. I got me some action up here. So it's not like the system doesn't work at all. Fritz Keyspan, they've been out of business for a while. I'm gonna guess a blown capacitor or some crap. Oh, capacitors don't look bad from visual, but you can see half of it went bad once. Let's just quickly check the incoming voltage. 210. Okay, good. 212 on the bottom, 212 on top. So we know we have voltage to our unit. Let's power down our unit, because we should not have amps for the compressor. Let's just check. We have 3.2, 0. So our fan is drawing 3 amps. Let's not get electrocuted. 0, 0, good. Okay. So that's left for the fan, for the compressor. Very loose connection. Supposedly they did an indoor repair and now this doesn't work. I'm not gonna say it's their fault. I think what they did was they swapped the coil in the furnace, and now this doesn't work, and the guy's like, hey, they just did the furnace like a couple years ago. I don't want to touch anything. 77. So I'm testing 77 on this. What is it rated for? Because that doesn't seem bad. 85. Okay. Bit disconnected. Okay. $78, so it's good. Even that side's good. What's the purpose of the other capacitor? I have no idea. I probably have an open compressor. It's not an open where it grounds instantly. Well, let's just first, I mean, the best way to do this is to check the actual compressor. Maybe the fan needed a bigger. 20 microfarads. Really? That fan is rated for 20? Five. Why would they do that? Why would they put 20 microfarads? These brown wires are going to my fan. Why? This fan's probably overheating and then it killed the compressor. I missed the screw. I missed one. is. Yeah, they screwed it down. Usually that's not screwed down. Usually this won't fit. Screw down with, yep, it comes off. This will break it, so let's not even try that. 6-in-1 fits perfect most of the time if I have my 6-in-1. Of course not. Why would I have a 6-in-1 on me? There it is. Okay. 6-in-1 fits perfectly in almost every contactor for this. These won't hit the roof. Okay. Oh, that guy's hot. So red and black, and they had the orange. Oh, the capacitor. According to the map, hermetic is orange, yes. Achoo! All right. So according to that map, hermetic is orange. Here's my 3 leads to my compressor. Those friggin' terminals are hard to see. I don't feel oil on any of those wires. That's a good sign. Everything looks attached. Okay, I'm gonna test on this side of the wire. Just out of convenience here. Okay. But what I'm wondering is that 20 microfarad capacitor. Why was it here? And this is the thing you gotta watch out for in this field. The parts in the unit may not be correct. I have 80 for my compressor. Obviously, that's good. So why do I have anything different for the fan? When the fan says it on it, every motor will tell you, like on the side of this motor, I know it's upside down from here, but the side of this motor will tell you its capacitor, cap 5370. Wow, that fucker's hot. Whew. It's working now, so I'm gonna probably swap the cap to a 5, which is actually right there on that big cap. So I'll go back to using the big cap, and I'm gonna get some oil, some zoom lock for that. First, we got open windings, I think. So before I go crazy, let me just verify my windings. Because I know they're attached to my compressor, I'm gonna check from here. Open on the black and red. Open. Okay, so I have continuity there, but open line on my run and common. My start and common is an open line. Okay. Well, right now I have a compressor with open windings. I gotta talk to them downstairs, see if they have a hose. Compressor is steaming hot for a machine that was off when I arrived. Compressor is steaming hot. The fan is steaming hot. Now I see why this HVAC company was kicked out of here. Because they were screwing shit up. Like a 20 microfarad capacitor for a fan rated at 5. What did the guy think that that was the 5 microfarad? Sometimes I just wonder about people. I'll be back. But let's cool this thing off and see if we can make this train run for a little bit more. Okay, now that I hosed it down, I see screws are everywhere now. I made the ultimate sin of not moving anything. Okay, we have continuity between run and common. Common to start, run and start. Okay. Oh, compressor has reset itself. So now let's bring this over here. When you're dealing with older fans, you will have oil ports on the fan. We're gonna have to oil it with some zoom spout. A lot of guys don't do this, and you really have to oil these motors. It's not a sealed bearing, so if you're not oiling it, you're actually not doing any justice for your customer. 1, 2, 3. I'm not saying you're gonna dump in gallons of oil, but a little oil is better than no oil on a motor. Okay. I have to turn a little, let that oil get in. Okay. And then we gotta plug it. A lot of people also don't put the plugs back. The plugs help keep the oil in. Okay. So now this motor is a 5 microfarad motor. We're not going to put a 20 microfarad capacitor back on. It's not happening. And was that a screw I felt that I kicked? Yeah. Okay. First things first, you're going to make sure all the wiring comes through this chase here. Okay, so now you're going to put your cover back on. You're going to route the wires into that chase, because we do not want to ground or arc or spark. After all this work, we want to see if we can get this old AC unit to operate. Not going to promise anybody that it's going to work, because we don't know. But let's see if we can get this old machine to operate. Okay. Up there. This one. Up there. Boom, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. We don't want this connector anymore. Actually looks like 16 gauge. So I remember when you're going into a connector, you're not going a lot into that connector. Now I gotta find a smaller connector, because you get different gauge connectors. The yellow one might be a little too much for that little tiny wire. I might use it if I don't have anything smaller, but the red one will probably work better. Okay. I probably shouldn't waste my connectors yet, but this one I'll fix, and the rest because we don't know if this machine's gonna operate, and if it doesn't, that's a waste of a connector that could have had a life in another machine that has to get thrown away because I put it here. Almost feels like it's too big for this space, but yet they had two jammed in to this tight little spot. Okay, that's better. Now my red wire is a common. That was another loose one. That was the one. Okay, that will get the yellow, because this, see, these are a little worn out. Let's see if it'll cut. It cut. That could also have been leading to problems. This is a thicker wire, so this, and here's a trick: if you ever have a wire that's too thick or too thin for the connector that you have, and you want to put it in a bigger connector, that's all you have and you got to make it work. If you fold it, you just actually, bam, got it to fill in. Okay, there's that. Here's the fan. Now, if I'm using 3 wires on the fan, brown and white, let's see, because the brown and brown go to cap, but I'm not using that setup. I'm going to use the 3-wire setup. Optional 3-wire connection, brown, white. And let's move my stuff so I can see what I'm looking at here. Okay, so my 3-wire setup, brown, white is insulated. My brown is the cap, my white is the cap. Okay, and here is the black. black off my fan. I want to put connectors on because I don't like everything stuffed where it is. And if I stuff it, I could always just use these. I could have stuffed it under the screw again. I don't know. I just hope this compressor turns on. I just hope after all this work, it's not a tin can. But I'll donate the connectors to this job. Okay, so here's my fan. Here's my power to my fan. Here is my Herm. Okay. And this gets just closed up for now. So it's not in use. I could have put it in use. I think the guy didn't know what to do when he changed that. But why would he put a 20 microfarad capacitor on this machine? Here goes nothing. Will this old Trane AC that I found the compressor off on thermal overload, will it operate? That's my fan. Nothing's pinched. Okay. Here is the wire, the crucial wire of the moment. Okay. Yo. Of course, I'm standing in a friggin' puddle as I'm about to see if the compressor is grounded. No, I'm kidding. It's okay. I got rubber boots on. It's like the idiot who was driving his car in Franklin Lakes. Went across the power lines. I got rubber tires. I'm okay. No, he wasn't. And we're on. See what happens. We just started up with no problem for a compressor that I just found off on overload. So I got 13 amps. What is my rated amps? I'm curious. 13.2. I wonder if it's behind my disconnect. I have no data tag. Trane likes to put them on a corner. There we go. Okay, so I can still see it. Okay, what do we got for my compressor? It looks like my compressor's 22 running load amps, and my fan is 1.3 full load amps. So I got 13. I'm nowhere near there. I got no load on the, well, there's a load inside, but isn't a crazy load here. 1.3 was my fan. I'm dead on with the fan. That's not really cold. So there's a little bit of a concern. I know I just started it though. So 1.3, let's put my gauges on. Let's see what kind of suction pressure I have. $13.5. So the amps are going up, not down. They should be going down. but I may not have any cool refrigerant going off my compressor. Let's see. I actually do have refrigerant moving through my system. I'm up to 14, almost 13.8. 14, we're rising. Let's let it run for a few minutes. Suction's going up a little. Okay, while this is going on, let me play with the emissivity. This tool I have. But I really don't care for thermals. I was using it, if you watched my video where I had it was a new Lennox unit, and it was closing the breaker trip on occasion. What I don't like about these is usually on copper, like if you're thinking you're doing this, you want to know something, that laser doesn't mean anything. If I'm a foot away, I'm reading a 1-inch spot. If I'm 2 feet away, I'm reading a 2-inch spot. So right now, if I'm hitting that, I'm averaging that and the roof around it. The filter dryer. 73. It's a little warmer on that side. But now the next problem with copper is, like I was talking about, emissivity. Look, we're up to 15 amps. So my compressor amps is starting to go up a little. 15 too. Let's let it run for a little while. Let's see what goes on with this. An overcharged unit would operate like this. This is my first time working on this machine. This is a COD customer, so I'm only about 200 head pressure. I have cool gas coming back. It is really hot inside. I'm 15 seconds, so I came down 1 point. My needle's not bouncing around, so that's at least 15.7, so it looks like it's dropping a little. 15.6, so now I think my cool gas is starting to get a little cooler. The evap coil might be cooling off a little. Sucks, my coffee's down there, but when I first came up, I put my ladder, I looked off the roof, I was like, there is no way I'm making that jump. So then I moved my ladder over there. 15.7, this is not bad. I mean, we started at 14. Usually your compressor starts, and as it runs, that decreases. Okay, well, 15.7, 15.8, 1.3. My fan motor is dead on, it's full load. I understand it going up because I had a wet coil. I had a brain fart. Whoopsie. So when I first started the machine, I had a wet coil. Having a wet coil, I'm actually not going to be at full pressure. Not at full pressure, I'm not going to be at full running load amps because unfortunately my head pressure needs to come back up and into range. That was a brain fart on my end. I apologize for being an idiot there. We're all a bunch of friggin' idiots anyway at times. I mean, who else for a living decides, hey, let me jump into a friggin' attic when it's 140 and fix some asshole's air conditioner that doesn't even care who I am. Hey, I do it. Yeah, it's an honest friggin' living, and I make really good money doing it, but we're starting to get a little bit colder. But my amps are no longer going up. My coil dried, and then they're that. Boom, I move it around and boom. It's not moving. Boom, boom. No. Okay. Well, we got this old Trane to work. I'm not really worried too much about refrigerant pressures because right now it is not hot. I have no load on this machine. No, it's not like, oh my god, I can't touch it. No, that feels good. I'm satisfied. I'm the kind of guy that doesn't want to walk away too quick. I like to let the motor get hot, see if that starts chirping. Like, remember, we're always thinking, oh, it must be that. There's my laser. There's my laser. That is a tough one to test emissivity on. It is shiny. Anything they say reflective and shiny is difficult, which is why in our trade, these things, unless you can play with the emissivity like I'm doing, are unreliable. But the reason why I bought my first one was because of radiant heat. I didn't want to be crawling around on my hands and knees, feeling the floor, looking for the hot spots. Little did I know my IR, which was a 6-in-1, which meant for every 6 inches I gained an inch a spot, was really far off. And the next problem becomes is air. It's hard to test air. We had like 68. You can see all the temperatures are very different. Just changing that emissivity a little. 15.7, I'm satisfied. Okay. Well, thank you for joining me on this adventure of trying to see if we could make this Trane run. And we did. Till next time, I'm Bill the HVAC Hacker. I'm out.